Hey, I'm Steven the Vegan Petman, and I'm here live in Vegas in front of what is now the famous acrylic aquariums, the guys from Tanked. And they invited me, since I interviewed Brett down in Chicago, they invited me to come down to their place in Vegas since I'm speaking at the Pet Food Conference. They're right here. Totally awesome. They are going to take me through the facility and show me everything that they do here, all the amazing ways that they create acrylic aquariums. I'm really excited. So let's go on in, check it out, and get the private tour. So Brett, it's great to see you again.
What's up, buddy?
Doing part two to what we did in Chicago. So we're inside your facility. This is kind of the first place that I guess people would go.
Yeah, absolutely. When you come in, you come through the door. This is the first place we take everybody. This is our 2,500 square foot retail store. We have 10,000 gallons of water, fresh water, salt water, live reef, all custom brand new LEDs. I mean, this store is ultra high end.
And I know you're really into the education of children, and you get really excited about like showing them how things work, and they get excited by that. And I guess it's that whole nature aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that Wayde and I, are very big is on education. We have our own foundation, which we're trying to bring marine sciences to all the schools in Nevada within the next 10 years.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Also, one of the things we're going to start doing here is we're going to start throwing birthday parties, bringing kids down, meet the cast. We're going to have a big touch pool that's actually going to be put in here where kids can actually get in, touch the animals, feel them, learn about them.
It's an Alopoly dog face puffer.
Which is the puffer?
Right here.
Okay.
It's an Alopoly. It's a dog face puffer. And then in the back we have a Ember Snapper, goes to 31 and a half inches, and lives in the Western Pacific.
So I heard that once you started doing the show Tanked, obviously, that your business increased quite a bit. How many tanks do you predict that you're going to actually manufacture in this year?
Well, you can't really judge how many you're going to manufacture because it depends on the size of the project. We had the church tank, which took 2.5 years. But you got to remember, not all calls turn into business, so you got to weed out the right ones and ultimately, find the right projects and people that you want to work with.
Got it, got it. All right, let's go further into the facility because I think people will get really excited about the actual manufacturing process.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, let's do it.
Let's go. So Brett, here we are. I guess this is in front of part of what is going on here. This is all part of the manufacturing process.
Yeah, we're building a big 12-foot cylindrical aquarium right here in pieces, and my guys are putting it together right now as we speak.
How do you do this?
Basically, we have an oven, which, we take pieces of it. We make the pieces, on a mold, and then what we do is we bond each piece together. This one's going to be done in four sections.
It's amazing, and I guess when you're done with the seals, you don't even see the seams.
No, you don't see them at all. They're virtually invisible.
And who are you doing this for?
This is for an energy company. They're doing a lot of testing, and they have different robotics and things in the water that they move around. They do a lot of filming through.
It's just incredible.
Well, thank you.
So in all this time, you've been building lots of tanks, obviously. What was probably one of the most costly errors that you made while doing something like that?
We've done a lot of different tanks, but the guys here in the shop, a couple weeks ago, actually not too long ago, there was an error on a panel. There was an $18,000 window, and we cut it 6 inches too small. It's okay when the panel's bigger, but you can always cut it down. But when it's too small, so we're basically stuck with a 2-inch piece of acrylic that we probably might not ever use.
Right.
2.5 inches.
That is kind of expensive.
2.5 inches, actually.
Yeah. So someone's in trouble.
Yeah, someone got in trouble. But, ultimately, these guys, mistakes happen. When you're manufacturing, there's nothing you can do. We factor that in every year, but hopefully we'll be able to recoup some of our money.
Can you show us how the oven works a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go over there.
Alrighty.
All right, got it. So now we're standing in front of this really hot, huge oven.
Right.
What are you doing here?
This is what we're doing. We bend pieces in this. Acrylic is plastic, and when it gets to a 500-degree temperature, it starts to thermal form. And what we're doing is this is the fourth piece of the cylinder that we just saw. So it's a negative and positive mold. And basically, if you can see from the bottom, that's where the curved piece is. And this piece sits flat on top during the cooling process to prevent it from rebending back out of its shape.
So molds are almost always done with wood. Is that the easiest way?
We build them all with wood. We built so many aquariums. If we were to have a facility to store the molds that we did all the year, we'd have to have a tremendous facility. So what we do is we build them out of mold wood, then we break them down, throw them away.
Got it. And how long does this process take, and how hot does this oven get?
Oven gets up to 500, 550. The piece, the bending depends on how thick the acrylic is, and also how long, and so forth and so on, and how big the radius is. You know, a 4-inch piece is going to take much longer than a 2-inch piece. So really, like I said, once again, it just depends on the thickness of the acrylic.
So where are we now, Brett?
So here we are with my buddy Nick, and we're
Hey, Nick.
Nick's my coral insert guy, and what he's doing is he's actually making a coral insert piece right now. This is all pieces that are molded off of real coral, and these are kind of expensive, and the reason they are expensive is because everything's handmade. These guys spend hours and hours. It's like an artistic talent to actually do this. So it's just like a sculpting clay, and Nick takes the clay and then molds it into actual pieces.
To tell you, I'm sitting up close to it, and this thing looks really real. I mean, hard to tell the difference between real and this replica.
Yeah, all these pieces are pretty much molded off of real pieces, so that's why they look so real.
What I'd like to do is possibly see Wayde's famous octopus tank. I heard there was a little problem though.
Yeah, the octopus kept getting out and going into Wade's fridge and stealing his food. He got pissed and he put the octopus back in retail. But ultimately it was just crawling out of the tank, and they had a way to escape, and we wound up putting him in retail, and now we got some fish in there. Is that Hawaiian dragon still in there?
Hawaiian dragon.
Yeah, we have a Hawaiian dragon and a couple of fish.
Let's go take a sneak peek.
You got it.
All right. Wayde,
How you
great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And listen, no trip to Acrylic Aquariums is done without meeting Wayde. So
Correct.
I'm really happy to meet you. And I understand that this is the famous octopus tank.
This is the famous tank right here.
And something may have happened with the octopus because it's not in there.
Well, he's Houdini. He escaped out of the tank. We got him at lockdown in the retail office, so he's all over the place.
So now it's become sort of a eel tank.
Correct. We have a Hawaiian dragon eel. It's actually a female. They're not as dark as the male.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, he's a beautiful fish.
Absolutely. So you still enjoying the tank, and even though it doesn't have the octopus in there?
I love the tank. It's great. I see it every day. We actually got a lionfish in there now and a little clownfish. And
Oh, yeah, I
they're
see
pretty
that.
good. They're cruising around. They don't bother the eel don't bother them.
It's beautiful. It really, I mean, seeing it in person really, you know, I could tell how much work this really went into this.
Thank you.
Yep, pleasure. It's great what you guys do, and I appreciate
you.
you taking the time.
Anytime.
Okay.
Anyone wants to come down here, anytime they like, we're here.
Thank you very much, Wayde.
Thank you.
All right. So, I'm here with the General, and of course, you know, listen, no trip here is going to be complete without seeing the General, so, you know, I observe the show and see that things get crazy with the whole crew, and you're really a big part of that. Like, this is really dynamic, actually, because of you as well. I mean, you add a lot to the show. So, but what's it really like working with these great people? I mean, I know there's a lot of personalities in there, so what's it really like?
Well, the nicest part of working with the people that I do is being able to be not only alive but involved with my family. My son, my daughter, my son-in-law, and the rest of the crew. And we're all like family because we spend more time together than with our family at home.
Right.
You know, you come to work, I come to work at 8:30, I leave 5:30, 6:30, and you're putting in 8, 9, 10 hours
Right.
with the same people. So the enjoyable part is to enjoy the people, but it does get chaotic, it does get
Right.
crazy, does get frustrating.
Like any business,
Like
sure.
any business,
Yeah.
but you know what? Just being able to be here says it all.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And it's actually, as I was here, one of the kids actually came and is doing their homework right here.
That's true. My grandchildren, as a matter of fact, there are children that are here once in a while that are not my grandchildren, but everybody calls me Grandpa. So Grandpa's nice, and just to be alive. My wife, unfortunately, is not here to see it. She died 10 years ago, and I wish that she was here and being part of this. She'd be proud of my son, my daughter, my son-in-law, and I guess myself, because I was instrumental to some degree in putting this all together.
Well, this is wonderful. I really appreciate you taking the time and just chatting with me, and it's great stuff that you guys do.
Well, thanks for interviewing me, and just enjoy.
It's a pleasure.
Okay,
Thanks again.
thank you.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
So everyone, thank you for joining me on that fantastic tour of the acrylic aquariums, the guys from Tanked. What you don't know is that I actually spent hours here, and I, off camera spoke to many of the staff. The general had a 45-minute conversation with him, just off conversations with Brett, and off-camera conversations, and with Wayde, and so many of the different staff and the people who work here. And I tell you, everyone I met is phenomenal, and that's what makes a business work. That's what makes a place like this come together. These guys really know how to do it. Thanks so much to all the crew at Acrylic Aquariums and all of you at Tanked. I really appreciate you allowing me to go through, and I hope you guys out there enjoyed it as well. I am Steven, the vegan Petman from Big Apple Pet Supply, and I thank you for watching.
But over here, that's a black and white. That's called a grouper. Over here, we have a big eel. Over here, we have all kinds of different fish. And then here, we have the clownfish. We have a little lionfish right there. And then here's an eel. Here, we have a triggerfish. We have a porcupine puffer. We have a look down. We have a firefish. We have some sand. And then we have sharks. Then we have 2 stingrays. We have lobsters. Then here we have shells, octopus. We have all kinds of different.
Where's that octopus?
Actually, there's no octopus. Then we have a starfish. And then in here we have lobsters. We have shells. They help clean tanks. Yeah, these are open rocks. They're bigger than your face. And then we have some yellow tangs. We have some zebrafish. We have this little man that's so cute.
What is that? Is that a trigger?
Yep, he's a trigger. And then this right here is actually a mouth blower. And he always flies, but in the middle of the night, he actually goes on the sand and sleeps, but their eyes stay up because that's how fish sleep.
Well, I think you did great showing me the whole facility. This is amazing. You should be really proud of what you know. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay.